It's time to welcome our 2005 New South Wales Chapter President, Rodney Marks, CSP. Rodney, first of all, how did you get started in the speaking business?
I was an actor and a comedian, and my audience aged as I did and started getting jobs, and some of those jobs were in the corporate sector or government sector or industry association arena, and they would have events and they would get me to come along and perform, in this case, comedy at those events. And it felt so natural. It felt more natural than the comedy circuit, the clubs and the festivals that create a comedy circuit. Yes.
And in developing your topic, well...
Yeah, my genre is the comic hoax, the fraudulent keynote address. So when I began going to business events, I would see the speakers before my presentation and often after it, and they were often terrible. And even the good ones were kind of funny, but not in a way they were meant to be. So it's been my role to satirise the profession. And comic hoaxing is a very Australian genre. It is about making sure that we all realise that no one is a guru. We may have expertise, but no one is a genius.
Cool, yeah. Now, during your presidency, and it's still current, you've got a couple of months to go, what would be a highlight or two?
Well, first of all, I'd say thank you to you. It was wonderful being your Senior Vice President last year. I learnt a lot. I've not been on a committee like this before, and so I needed a lot of coaching and mentoring, and thank you for that.
Pleasure.
It was quite awesome to watch you, and it was quite frightening to take on the presidency this year and have to be the leader. Fortunately, it's a consultative committee, and so people have been lovely, especially my Senior Vice President, Camille Valvard, will be President in 2006. She's been absolutely terrific. So I've been fortunate to have this year bookended by the two of you.
Presidency is still current. You've still got a few months to go.
It's been a pretty steady year.
Yeah.
Convention is always a highlight, although I wasn't involved in it except as a delegate. But this year I took on along with Martin Grunston, the organising of next year's convention, and that's quite exciting. I think that what we've done this year is consolidate National Speakers as an association for professionals. So our membership initially shrunk, and now we're getting more of the sorts of people who we hope will stay with the organisation, and it's slowly growing. It's I think that the program-driven year has been really good. People have realised that if they come to an event, there's a lot of content, and that's been the most satisfying thing.
Yeah, it has. It's been a great year, and thank you too for your comments about my presidency last year. Thank you. So, Rodney, you may not have had a worse moment, but if you did, what was it?
Now, in my career, or
no,
as president?
No, as president this year, have you had a worse moment?
Oh, yes, we had a person resign from the committee, and that person got in such a state that they also resigned from national speakers. So that was kind of a flamboyant introduction to
to your start. Yeah.
So but things have been pretty smooth since then.
Cool. What do you wish you'd known back then?
I didn't realise how much work that you had done last year, and it's just remarkable. The emailing, the phone calling, the face-to-face meetings, the grievances that come up over absolutely nothing that have to be resolved, the managing the relationship with National, which is pleasure, but it's important and it's time-consuming, and trying to bring up new people, trying to attract young people. We're trying to get people in their 20s along. Because,
which we're succeeding at doing that.
Yeah,
yes, it's good.
It's almost been that 40 to 60 is the age group of national speakers, and I think that's great. I wouldn't seek to change that, the end date, or even expand it. But let's get younger people through as well, and then by the time they get to our average age, they'll be so experienced and so capable.
What are your thoughts on producing product?
Well, I was tempted by listening to people in national speakers to produce my first product this year. I produced a deck of humorous playing cards with management jokes that I'd written, and I did a print run of 15,000.
Oh, that's actually quite ambitious. Well done.
And I've tried to sell them in various bookshops, and a few bookshops have been gracious enough to accept them. And so I've sold, I think, about 12. So, and the rest I use as giveaways.
Giveaways, that's right. Nice giveaways.
Nice giveaway.
It's like an expensive business card.
It's an expensive business. So what do I think of it? If I had realised that it was going to be a bit of marketing padding, then I would have had a different attitude to it. It's worth it. It's worth it. It sells the speaking.
Yes.
But
actually, can you not put them on the conference delegate seats as well?
absolutely.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, look, it's a selling tool, but in and of itself, it has not worked for me at all. It is a lost leader, I hope, and will be for a few years yet.
So what is the one must that you would suggest for professional speakers to be even more successful?
I think that's a fantastic question. People like to listen to and are attracted to visually speakers who are confident and happy and who have a life outside of speaking from which they can draw examples and experiences. So I was thinking how to answer that. I thought, maybe I should emphasise something I believe is that go to every convention, go to every chapter meeting. But actually it's the non-speaking stuff that you really should have some other passion as well. And
then you can bring it to the platform. Yes. So what's one top tip, Rodney?
My number one top tip would be to involve your significant other, spouse, partner, whomever, so that you can, in your presidency's mottos, words, enjoy the journey, but enjoy it together.
It's easier when we do that.
And I can see it's worked for you and Dean, and it's certainly working for Deborah and myself. So that's another.
Woo!
It's another way I've modelled on your style.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Rodney.